It was just past midnight in Moscow when the air raid sirens began to scream, their echo bouncing off the city's sleeping buildings as streaks of light tore across the sky. No one in Moscow could have imagined what was coming. Ukraine had just unleashed the largest drone strike in the history of the war. A massive swarm of 187 drones moving in perfect formation toward the Russian capital. For months, Ukrainian engineers and military strategists had worked in secrecy to develop this operation, one that would change the dynamics of modern warfare. Hidden in underground facilities and makeshift workshops, teams of experts tested and modified commercial drones, transforming them into lethal autonomous weapons capable of flying hundreds of kilometers, evading radar, and coordinating with each other in real time. The mission's purpose wasn't random. It was designed to cripple Moscow's communication networks, power systems, and military coordination centers in one synchronized blow. For years, Russia had believed its capital was untouchable, surrounded by layers of S-400 missile systems and advanced radar networks. But Ukraine had learned, adapted, and evolved far faster than anyone predicted. As the clock ticked past 2:17 a.m., operators in Kiev pressed a single command button that set the plan into motion. The drones lifted silently into the night sky, spreading out like a cloud of steel hornets, flying low to avoid detection. Their flight paths were pre-programmed using terrain data rather than GPS, making Russian jamming systems useless. Within an hour, Moscow S radar operators began seeing hundreds of unidentified blips moving fast and low, too many to be intercepted at once. At first, officers thought it was a system malfunction, until the first explosions lit up the outskirts of the city. Power stations in the Khimki district went dark, and several communication towers blinked out, cutting off large sections of the city's defense grid. Panic spread through the command centers as they realized what was happening. Moscow was under a full-scale drone siege. Russian air defenses responded instantly, launching dozens of anti-air missiles, but for every drone destroyed, 5 more slipped through, their onboard AI adjusting to avoid countermeasures. By 3:15 a.m., explosions echoed near several military compounds and energy facilities, and flames painted the night sky orange. Windows shattered miles away from the blast zones, and terrified residents recorded the chaos on their phones, flooding social media with videos of fireballs streaking above Moscow's skyline. Inside the Kremlin's underground bunker, confusion turned to disbelief. How could Ukraine, a country battered by 2 years of war, pull off such a precise and devastating strike? Intelligence reports later revealed that Ukraine OS defense tech units had developed a revolutionary swarm algorithm capable of allowing hundreds of drones to act as one, sharing information mid-flight and redirecting in real time. This meant that when one drone was shot down, the rest automatically recalculated routes and targets, making the swarm nearly unstoppable. As dawn broke over the city, thick columns of smoke rose from multiple impact zones. Energy plants, radar facilities, and transportation hubs had been hit, sending shockwaves through Russia's defense structure. Civil defense units struggled to contain fires as emergency sirens wailed across the city. Despite Moscow's attempts to downplay the damage, satellite images later confirmed massive destruction in several key areas. International media described it as a turning point in the conflict, proof that Ukraine's technological edge had reached a new level. Across Europe, military analysts praised the strike's precision and coordination, calling it one of the most sophisticated drone operations ever executed in modern warfare. Meanwhile, Russian social media erupted in panic and anger, with citizens demanding answers on how such an attack could reach the heart of the nation. Within hours, rumors spread that Ukraine had received silent support from Western tech firms providing advanced AI navigation systems, though Kiev denied any foreign assistance, insisting it was the result of domestic innovation and determination. For Ukraine, this was more than a military success. It was a message of defiance, a statement that even the mightiest fortress could be breached through ingenuity and resilience. President Zelensky addressed the nation later that day, his tone calm but firm, declaring, "This is what happens when a nation fights for its freedom with the power of innovation, not fear." The strike left Moscow reeling, forcing the Russian military to reassess its entire defense strategy. For the first time since the start of the war, the Kremlin realized that the skies above its capital were no longer safe. The psychological impact was immense. Ordinary Russians who once believed the war was distant now felt its reach in their own neighborhoods. Across the world, analysts debated what this meant for the future of warfare. Hundreds of small, inexpensive machines defeating billion-dollar defense systems. As the smoke cleared and the city tried to recover, one thing became clear. Ukraine, S-187 drone raid wasn't just a strike. It was a statement of technological evolution and tactical brilliance. It marked a new era where wars would be fought not by sheer numbers, but by intelligence, adaptability, and precision. Moscow's shock when im Betham. Just from the explosions, it was from the realization that the balance of power had shifted and the world had just witnessed the dawn of drone-dominated warfare.